the top of the hour here, so we will go ahead and dive in and get started. For anyone that is unable to join the session live, we are recording the session, so it will give everyone an opportunity to catch up, or if anyone needs to refresh their memory on anything we covered today, then you'll have the recording at hand as well. So really delighted to welcome you all to today's call. Some of you would have heard about our sustainable event or the EIC Sustainable Event Professional Certificate Program before. But for those that are not familiar with this call and this initiative, we wanted to provide an opportunity to provide a little bit of an introduction, and then we'll hand over to Mariella, who's on the call from the Events Industry Council side, to really dive in. But for everyone on the call, as you know, at a core, we have a collective ambition to really embed sustainability into every facet of our operations. And one area where we've really identified a key opportunity is with our events, and really the opportunity to empower you, our conference services and sales teams, to effectively respond to the ever-growing expectations for sustainable events. And so really excited to provide you with an opportunity to go through the Events Industry Council Sustainable Events Certificate Program, which really offers you with a unique pathway to upskill and gain the essential knowledge that you require in today's dynamic landscape to really confidently address the growing demand for sustainable events, and really allowing you to serve as a credible and trusted advisor to meeting planners and clients. And so before I hand over to Mariella, Benjamin, did you want to say a couple of words? Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I'm removing the headset. Okay. So hello, everyone. Yes, thank you, Marina, for organizing this call, and thanks to our colleague from the Event Industry Council. I think it's a very great initiative. We actually had some hotel that had some members certified with Fairmont in the Washington, in the Royal York, in the Monte Carlo. So you can also get in touch with them in case you want any feedback. But I think it's a really great initiative. We know that this can give you a competitive edge in this meeting and event industry, and that this program can help you not only to get certified, but also to get more confident and more expert on the way we can deliver some sustainable event. So we are really happy to present you this program. Feel free to ask any question during the call, and we will get back to you by email with all the process and how to register. So thank you all, and please enjoy the session.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Benjamin. And just one more point to note is this is an initiative that is being rolled out specifically for Fairmont. I know we do have some Raffles colleagues on the line as well, and this will be optional for our Raffles team members. So with that, Mariella, we're delighted to have you on the call today, and we will hand things over to you.
Thank you. Well, I'm so excited to be here today. And I actually have some very fond memories of having done this course in Monte Carlo in person a few years back. It was one of the last programs that we did right before COVID, and it was just wonderful. So I have a great affinity for your properties, and very excited to be able to work with you again on this project. So the Sustainable Event Professional Certificate. First, I want to thank you for dedicating your time to learning about this important topic. I genuinely believe that this is essential for our industry to be able to walk the talk on sustainability and to really show a strong understanding and knowledge of basic sustainability and social impact principles and apply them to our event. I think it's really essential for our sustainability as an industry to be doing this. So thank you for spending your time learning about sustainability and social impact. And I hope that this course will be really rewarding for you. So let's get started with what we're going to cover for today. So we're going to do a quick welcome and introduction. I'll tell you a little bit about the Events Industry Council, and then we'll dive into what you can expect to see within the SEPC course itself. We'll talk a little bit about the Sustainable Development Goals and how they are aligned to the program, as well as the EIC Sustainable Event Standards. I'll make sure to provide you with some contact information, so if you have any questions around the registration process or how to submit your capstone projects, which we'll talk about as well, and, or if you have any technical questions, you'll have the specific contacts for each of those. And then if we have any time, we'll have some time for Q&A at the very end. So any questions before we get started? Okay, well, let's dive in then. So first, a little bit about the Events Industry Council. So we are a federation of organizations in the event sector, so associations and corporate entities that come together to really tackle what I would call pan-industry issues, things that affect all of us, things that require advocacy or research, professional recognition or standards. So we have brought together these 60 plus organizations to really look at how we can advance our industry and be ready for the future. Everything that we do at the Events Industry Council really ties back to these 3 pillars of people, planet, and purpose. So we are looking at things like an equity acceleration plan, training and upskilling our professionals through our certified meeting professional program. We have a career center and global awards as well. Of course, we have our Center for Sustainability and Social Impact, which has been really pivotal in developing this course that you're going to be doing, as well as the Sustainable Event Standards. And we also have our Apex Commission, the Accepted Practices Exchange, and they develop lots of templates and resources to support our sector. We do great research as well. So we've got our economic significance study that we're very proud of, which has really helped to quantify the economic value of our sector, as well as looking at some broader impacts that we have beyond the financial. But what we're really here to talk about more is your sustainability journey. So first, I really want to thank you again for making this commitment to taking the time to learning about sustainability. So for the Events Industry Council, the areas that we cover include our principles for sustainable events, which really are going to be essential for you when you're going through the course. It will help you to understand the importance of partnerships, how no one does sustainability alone in our sector. It's really a commitment between the event organizers, the partners that they work with, so the venues and the hotels, the destinations, and also the participants, and that we have responsibilities when it comes to the environment, the society, as well as to support thriving and fair economies as well. So that's all covered through our principles for sustainable events. And from there, the pathway goes on for individuals, which is the path that we're going to be talking about today, which is to earn your Sustainable Event Professional Certificate. And this course really is going to cover all aspects of sustainable event management and help you be prepared to have richer conversations with your clients and your stakeholders around how to support them in making their events more sustainable, but also to help support you in your own operations in looking for ways to contribute to your communities, as well as to find some efficiencies in the way that you operate. So I hope that you'll find it to be a really good use of your time. And then from there, we also have programs for our supplier partners, as well as our events, to receive certification itself for a program. We won't go into too much detail on that today, but just know that we do have that option for people to earn bronze through platinum level certifications. So let's talk a little bit more about what you're going to be covering in the Sustainable Event Professional Certificate course. So this is really for event professionals interested in moving faster and deeper into sustainability. We are offering an online course. It has 16 individual modules that you'll be covering. And at the end of it, you'll not only receive your certificate, but you'll also receive 12 continuing education credits, which you can use towards your certified meeting professional application or recertification. So it kind of does double duty as you go through the program. So I think that we have quite a few people on the call today. So I was thinking that we might have time to do some quick introductions. I don't know if maybe Maria, if I can put you on the spot, rather, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the groups that we have, because I'm not sure that we'll have time to go through all these individuals to do some quick intros. But maybe you could share a little bit about what is being done sort of globally in terms of some current practices.
So just in terms of a core and Fairmont and Raffles specifically, our sustainability practices?
Yes, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So happy to do so. So we're, as I sort of mentioned at the beginning, we're currently working on a journey to really embed sustainability into everything that we do across our organization. And so our approach to sustainability is really structured around people and nature at the core of our approach. And then our framework is structured around 3 operational pillars, which are stay, eat, and explore, which really address our guest experience and are aligned with that ambition to embed sustainability into the way that we operate. And so we have a range of different initiatives that our hotel teams are working on, of which some of our colleagues on the line today will be involved in. These range from carbon, energy, and water reduction initiatives, food waste, animal welfare initiatives, human rights initiatives. So it is quite comprehensive and really, as you had alluded to at the beginning, it takes collaboration across all functions in order to successfully roll out these initiatives. So the teams on the line are specifically our conference services and sales teams that are dedicated to events, but many of them will be involved at a property level in the local sustainability committees that each of our properties have.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for the commitment and the support that you're providing to the properties in achieving their sustainability goals. I think having that leadership is incredibly important and really helps to accelerate progress. So, congratulations on that. So let's dive into a little bit about what you're going to see as some of the content in the course. So it's very much focused on practical applications of how to make events more sustainable. And when I refer to sustainability, I'm not only talking about environmental, but also the social and economic aspects of it as well. And what I also just want to reiterate is, or to state for the first time, is that I really believe in the power of human connections. I think that our society is at a pivotal time to, essentially to find solutions to some of these major issues that we're facing when it comes to environmental, social, and economic factors. And I genuinely believe that we need that power of human connections to solve those. And so helping us to make our industry the place where people can come together to come up with these solutions is really important and really speaks to the importance of our sector. I mentioned a little bit ago that we do some economic significance study research. So just to put into perspective a little bit, when we did our last economic significance study, it was based off of 2019 data. So we wanted to make sure that it wasn't skewed by the COVID era. So we're getting ready to do a new study right now. But we wanted to make sure that we really quantify what we do for society. So in terms of direct impacts, our sector touches 1.6 billion participants per year. And that's really an opportunity to touch 1.6 billion people in a way that helps elevate the ideas around sustainability and social impact. There's also, $1.2 trillion in direct spending, which, when we think about it from sustainability, means channeling that economic impact to fair and sustainable industries and practices and suppliers. We contribute incredibly to GDP. And in fact, if we were compared to countries, so economic GDP contributions by countries, we would rank 13th in the world compared to those global economies. And we also generate 10.9 million direct jobs and 27.5 million indirect or total jobs, so direct and indirect. So again, that's an incredible opportunity for us to really think about creating fair and safe and sustainable workplaces. And so that's going to be a focus of what we talk about in the course. But it's more than just jobs and participants and economic impact. It's also about the catalytic impact of what we do as an industry. So when we come together, what do we do? One of our member organizations, Meeting Professionals International, is sort of known for saying, when we meet, we change the world. And I really do believe that happens, and that's through this catalytic impact of business events. So when people come together, we do things like create new product opportunities, leads, innovation, really help to explore, answering questions that we don't have answers to, through the power of human connections. And so it's so important that we really think about how do we safeguard our industry for the future, make it as resilient as possible, so that we are continuing to provide this incredible service to societies and every industry that really relies on the power of human connections. So I think it's also important to recognize that, the impact that we have as a society on our natural environment is pretty significant. And we have seen this represented through an increase in extreme weather events that have been on the rise significantly. The economic impact that has is of course something that can be measured, but there's also the impact on lives and livelihoods that comes from the destructive impacts of these extreme weather, climate, and weather events. We can see that these have been significantly on the rise, and so if we look at this CPI adjusted graph, it also shows that the number of billion-dollar disasters has been significantly increasing and consistently increasing since the 1980s. So this really is a call to action to say we really need to start addressing our activities and really look and see how we can improve our impact on the environment. So that's a little bit of the background as to some of the reasons that we're here today and looking at this course. I want to jump a little bit ahead and talk to the global goals and how we relate the course concepts to this. So the course concepts are really looking at all three of these areas, environmental, social impact, and economic, which really tie back to those the Sustainable Development Goals. And so you're going to find areas in the course that I talk to each of these. And one of the fundamental questions that comes up and relates to what Marina and I both spoke to is, really understanding who is responsible for making an event sustainable. And it is absolutely a collaboration. It's not going to be the sole responsibility of you as the venues or the responsibility of the event organizers or the participants. It's everyone coming together with some distinct roles as well. So when it comes to that, the infrastructure side of things, the venue and the hotel are going to be really essential for this. You're providing the space or the environment in which these sustainable events are happening. And there's also some responsibility on behalf of the destination. So the destination marketing organization, as well as the city, and the transportation options. On the design side, this is going to be a lot on the event organizer with the support of the venues and the hotels. So the food choices that they're making, the logistics choices that they're making are all going to have a really significant impact on the performance from an environmental and social impact aspect. And then, of course, the participants have to play their part as well. And this comes down to the choices that they're making around, for example, how are they getting to and from the event? what are the choices that they're making during the event itself in terms of things like their food choices, and also taking the time to learn during the event itself, and really being able to apply sustainable practices that they may learn that are specific to their industry, and then applying them afterwards. Any questions before I keep going? No? All right. So I mentioned that we're going to be looking at some sustainability frameworks. One of them is, of course, the Sustainable Development Goals. And we will be talking about these throughout the course. And we've really done our very deliberate effort and intentional effort to align the course concepts to the Sustainable Development Goals, because we know that so many organizations, not only in our sector, but in every sector, are working towards specific targets to support the Sustainable Development Goals. So the targets are within each of these. So we can see that there are some very specific ways that our industry can support targets. So for example, there are reduce marine pollution. This is something that we can do specifically in our industry by managing, for example, the amount of single-use plastics that we use, or helping to reduce global per capita food waste in half. This is something that we can also do with some very intentional practices around reducing food waste, both by prevention of food waste and then looking at ways to ensure that safe food is being able to be donated or used for other purposes without ending up in landfill. We'll go into very specific practices such as those within the course content itself. And those modules that we'll be covering. So in the introduction section, we'll be covering what sustainability in events really means, some frameworks that you can use, and some sustainable event planning recommendations. Then we'll go into the environment and logistics side of things. And we've got a significant section on carbon emissions and how we can look to reduce those. We do know that from a materiality perspective, carbon emissions are a major consideration for events. So we've put in an entire module focused on practical ways that we can work towards managing our carbon footprint. And that includes things that can happen on site with your energy choices and energy usage, as well as food choices. And on the event organizer side, the transportation choices that they're making and the participants as well. We'll have a separate one that's going to be on food and beverage. So we'll have some things that you can do to help prevent and manage food waste, as well as some better choices that can be made. And these are things that are really wonderful for you to be able to be knowledgeable in when you're speaking with your event organizer clients. They want to know how they can design menus or select menus that are going to help manage their carbon and water footprints. So this will give you some really good talking points. I would also encourage you to take what you're learning in the course and speak with your operations teams, speak with your executive chef, talk about some of these principles so they can be embedded into the menus that you're offering to your clients. We'll also talk about materials resource management and some practical ways that you can support your clients in minimizing waste that's produced in the event, and having ways to not only to minimize them, but then to know what to do after the event takes place. We have a section on exhibitions where we'll cover things such as what to include in exhibitor service kits. That's probably going to be more on the side of the event organizer, but you'll want to know some of the things that they may be asking you about at the property level. So pay attention to these things, because these will be some questions that you can help anticipate and be prepared for when you're working with your clients. I do want to make a note that we did a study a few years back where we asked event organizers about their expectations about information that they're going to be receiving from their clients. And one thing that really stood out as a gap was that event organizers are expecting to see information about sustainability in proposals without necessarily asking for it. While on the opposite side, the supplier partners were ready and able to provide that information as soon as the question was asked. So what we found was that there was this important gap between client expectations and what suppliers were doing. So I would encourage you to always include sustainability information in your contacts with your clients. So on the sales side, including it always in your request for proposals if you're not already doing so. On your conference services side, or convention services side, making sure that you are including sustainability practices in things like the agendas for your pre-con and post-con meetings with your clients. These are going to really show to your clients that you have you are dedicated to supporting their sustainability and social impact goals, and that you're being proactive about that. On the social impact side, we have modules that cover community service, diversity, equity, and inclusion, accessible events, and anti-human trafficking efforts that you can support at the property level, and things that your event organizers may be asking in those areas. We'll also provide you with practical things on supply chain management, measuring and reporting, business case, marketing, and communications. So that's a little bit about what you'll be covering. I just want to spend a minute just talking a little bit about how to access the course. So in the next 48 hours, you're going to be receiving information on how to access the course. And it will also include information on the group capstone template. So in your confirmation, which will be automated once you sign up, it's going to give you information on your individual capstones, but you have the option to work with the other team members at your property that might be doing the capstone together, and that you'll be able to look to that. You'll be asked to create an account on the EIC website, and then from there you'll be able to register for the course. Should you have any difficulties when you're accessing the course, please do make sure that you're using the latest browser updates. It does work best on a laptop or a computer versus a phone or tablet, so that might be something to keep in mind. As I mentioned, you will receive some links, so you'll get a workbook, worksheets, and additional resources, and access to the capstone template. So within the capstone, you'll be asked to develop your vision, support how you're going to support the Sustainable Development Goals, as well as the principles for sustainable events and stakeholder engagement. So those are some of the things that you'll be asked to do. For that, if you are doing a group capstone, there will be a higher word count expectation. And you can submit up to 6 people on that same group capstone template. And the capstones itself can be submitted in either English, French, or Spanish. I encourage you to think about practical things that you're going to be doing, and you'll also have the opportunity to share that capstone back with Fairmont, should that be something that you would like to do. So I'm just going to share now some contacts for you. If you have any registration inquiries, my colleague Leslie Bailey, who's on the call as well, will be able to help you with any of those. If you have any technical issues, you can reach out to our info at email address, and to submit your capstone, they go over to our sustainability at eventscouncil.org website. So I think we have just only a minute left on our time, so I will ask for your any questions that you might have, and I will also be available via email at sustainability at eventscouncil.org should you have any follow-up questions.
Thank you, Mariella. And please feel free to take yourself off mute if you have any questions, or use the chat box if you would prefer.
I have a quick question about who would be best applicable to take this course. Is it most applicable for conference service managers, or would you say that sales managers that are more on the front end answering the RFPs would also benefit from taking the course?
I would say that it's applicable to any team members, but Maria, maybe you have some thoughts as to what the intent was.
Yeah, so my recommendation would be one of your conference services leaders. The expectation is that there's a minimum of one leader per property. If you would like to enroll multiple, then we definitely encourage that. We did do a pilot last year, and we did find that hotels did tend to enroll multiple people because the capstone project that Mariella mentioned that is done at the end allows the teams to collaborate. And so you may decide to have a sales team member and a conferences service team member that do the course together, and they're then able to collaborate on that final project, which really makes it a little bit richer. So to answer your question, the recommendation is conference services leader, but if you can, budget permitting, then having both sides would be a bonus.
Thank you so much.
Adriana, I see your hand is up. Adriana, we can't hear you if you're speaking. If you're having trouble with your mic, feel free to use the chat box. I'm happy to answer your questions there. And in the meantime, Lair, I see your hand is up.
Good morning, everyone. I have a quick question, Marina. How will you follow up and track who has been doing it? Should we provide you with this information, et cetera, et cetera?
So the Events Industry Council team will be sending us a monthly report. So essentially what will happen is following this call, we will send you a form that needs to be completed. You'll then send that to the Events Industry Council team to indicate who from the property will be enrolling in this program. And then on a monthly basis, they will be sending us a report so that we're able to track.
Thank you. And sorry, follow-up question. When are we due to complete this?
At least one conference services leader should have completed the program by the end of the year.
Noted. Thank you.
Hamza, I see you have a question.
Yes, thank you, Marina. We were part of the pilot, of course, in our property, so we expected to add more of our team members to be certified for this year. Or I know that we were 4 to be certified last year, and 2 went to other sister properties in Quebec. So yeah, just wanted to make sure if we had to push more people on our end. Thank you.
No, you're okay. You were one of the early adopters. So as long as you still have one of those leaders on property, and I know you had taken it as well, then that's okay for the year. And Hamza, I don't know, having gone through the program, if you want to say a few words and share your experience, perhaps.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it was pretty easy. We worked as a team, and it was very valuable. Of course, I'm the sustainability advisor here at the hotel, but it was also good to see how our sales team was engaging, and they understood why, and they were able to get more tools to answer the increasing requests from the guests as well. From the, when we have our fees or specific requests, they have the tools now to answer those requests, and we're more than happy to have that as a support for me as well. To they're able to answer some questions before asking me for more, so that's also a great thing to help me in that. But very easy. You learn a lot, even on my end, despite being working in sustainability for a while. It was also to see some other things that we're not thinking about, because we're doing a lot with Fairmont and Accor, but sometimes it's also good to see what is done elsewhere. So yeah, overall, very positive.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Hamza. And hopefully that gets everyone else on the line excited to get enrolled. All right. One more note that I will share with you. Mariella had mentioned it's beneficial for us to be proactive in terms of sharing what we're doing before even being asked. And so together with our brand marketing team, we have developed essentially a one-page sales tool, which will allow you to share proactively what we are doing at a property level. It is a customizable tool, so that you will be able to add any hotel-specific initiatives. So that is being rolled out together with all of the new collateral. So if you have not yet spoken to your marketing team, then please do get in contact with them, because they will be able to share that with you. All right. I see there's some activity in the chat.
We will share anyway, Marina, after this call, we will share, I mean, I will share to all the sales leader an email summarizing all information, the recording, the presentation, if we can get it from Mariella, and also the option to register. I mean, we will summarize everything.
Wonderful. Yes, no problem sending that presentation.
Thank you. There was some question, but I think Leah answered already. She was fast. Yeah, from Fairmont, Mumbai, can we get the presentation? So yes, we will try to send it to you. Is it going to be mandatory? So yes, for Fairmont, optional for raffle. Yeah, Leah already answered.
And it was included as mandatory in the hotel budget guidelines for Fairmont. We have actually since negotiated a 15% discount. So you will be happy to see that the cost is slightly lower than you should have budgeted. And the cost is per person. All right, well, we will go ahead and send the follow-up email to you with all of the resources referenced. If anyone does have any questions following the call, you know where to find us. So please do reach out. And thank you so much for your engagement. And we hope you'll enjoy the program. Thank you, Mariella.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mariella. Thank you, everyone.